So, I lost the Pokewalker. Happened over a week ago now. I've been hoping I'd be able to find it would turn up. What had happened was I was at work, very high traffic, busy retail environment, and that crappy clip, I had it on my pants, like right next to my radio. In fact, later episodes you see me holding the Pokewalker. You might have even noticed there was like a little nick in the paint. That's from my radio from my waist rubbing on the edge of the plastic. And it was like even holding it down, making sure that it didn't go anywhere because I didn't want to lose the thing. I had dropped it once before because you don't really feel it coming off, when I bend over and moving heavy boxes or something. It would slip off. It was a very busy weekend day. Didn't even notice it had fallen off. I'd only been at work for like an hour and a half. Went to go take a break. Even used my radio, saying I was stepping off the floor for a bit. By the time I came back out, I noticed it was gone. I spent the rest of the night just searching everywhere. Everywhere. I looked under everything. It was an ordeal. I talked to so many people in Lost and Founds and stuff just in case, and I'd been hoping this whole time that it might turn up, and no. So here we are. And I am not happy. I have had that thing. How old is this game? I mean, I've had it for so long. I wanted to intentionally make a series like this because I thought the thing was so cool. Even in almost all of my old Playing With Myself episodes, you can see it in the background of the episodes I displayed it for the longest time. And I had gotten so accustomed to wearing it and always walking with it that I have this Twitch habit thing now where I'll take like a couple steps out of like getting out of a chair or out of a car, and I'll tap the side of my waist where I would keep it, just like that. And now every single time I get up, I'm like, I like re-forget that it's not there, and it is driving me crazy. I've been walking with that I mean, I know there's not a lot of episodes of this series so far, but I have been walking with that thing a ton. So you're seeing like tiny little snippets of this enormous thing, and it's kind of like Q-Charm in that regard, where like it takes a ton of effort to make one of the episodes, but this required so much more time. But granted, I still got like a level up a day, so like in the gameplay it looked like it was going really well because I was over leveled and I was trying to get everything prepared. But it's because I know that the Elite Four, both times, and Trainer Red are going to destroy us, and we didn't even get that far. We didn't even get to the first Elite Four battle. Now, to at least clear up a few things about the Pokewalker itself before I try and figure out what on earth we're going to do for the rest of the series, assuming that I can, or what you would want me to do. First of all, if you lose the Pokewalker, there is a safety feature in the game where you can get your Pokemon back. It's not like they are gone forever, kaput. What the game is, it's not like, it takes it out of your box. So if I go there right now and I try to use my Snorlax, was in there, Toenail, my self-destructing Snorlax, should have seen that coming. It was gonna kill itself. And I still keep going back to like that room that I swear I think it came that I lost it in, because I was bending in that room and there was kids everywhere trying to move stuff. And the reason I don't think it was turned in is I think some kid must have just taken off with it, thinking that it was a little game or something like that, or thought they just found some toy. Even though it's a pedometer and it's like as exciting as a toy as a Game & Watch or a Tiger Electronic. And it doesn't work for anybody else's game, it only works for mine, so... another fun thing, another fun tangent. So, after we beat the Elite Four, we would have had the ability to see new routes in the Wonderful timing that pops off. I've had that on here for years, and it pops off now. My life lately, based on how many watts you have stored up in the Pokewalker and unspent, you're able to access new routes in the game, as we've clearly established earlier in the series. Well, after you beat the Elite Four, you're able to get the ones that are after the National Dex. And I was super, super close to getting to the last one that I needed. I think it was the Treehouse or something. But it gave us access to Linoon, and Linoon was going to be my new HM user who has the ability pickup. That'd be perfect for playing the rest of the game. Because as of like right now, if I'm playing the game to use HMs and stuff, I have a Pokemon on the side. I think it's Nipple the Furret. And if I'm just like trying to level up or something, I bring extra Munchlaxes that have pickup. Or maybe the Treehouse is the one with all the great items for just healing and things like that. As of right now, if I were to continue the game Pokewalker-less, we don't have a single revive, nor revival herb, or anything that can revive a Pokemon. If they die and I can't get to a Pokemon Center, like I'm in the Elite Four or something, they're gone. I can't heal them. And then limited healing items, of course, is a serious problem. So we have next to nothing in terms of trying to get through there. It's really just what I got from pickup and random things I got while I was walking, which is not much. I was intentionally walking in the dim cave while I was leveling up and not looking for things, because the dim cave I could just randomly get hyper potions and things like that. So I have some, but not much. That's what I think happened. It was probably just in that area and some kid just took it. That's why I never got turned in and I never found it. And I turned that place upside down. You have no idea. I looked so hard. I was devastated with this. One, because this is something that's really special to me from one of my favorite games ever. And I keep this thing around because I love this game and I just want to find new ways to play this and use this peripheral that it came with that not a lot of people know about. So that sucks. So I can get Snorlax out of the walker. It's not actually sent to the walker when you do this. It's actually still stored in your game. You just can't access it in the box or anything because it's technically not there. All of the information is being sent to the walker is what type of Pokemon went in here, what's its name, and how many experience points to level up. That's it. So it's really not storing much information. I can get that back. However, I'm obviously not able to use the walker ever again for the rest of the series if I continue the series, so that's up to you guys. I want to know, what should I do? I don't really have a lot of options for you, other than one, obviously, is we lose, the end, which sucks, but that's a possibility. Two, I continue with no Pokewalker, leveling up the hard way, which was the entire point of the series, was to avoid that, so that doesn't seem like a good idea. It's going to be extremely hard. I'd basically just be forced to level up my Pokemon to level 100 somehow, and hope that that's powerful enough that nobody ever gets KO'd ever, because if they do, that's that. I mean, I have a lot of leftovers items to give them, so that's something, but also 2 Metagross, a Dragonite, a Snorlax. You know, I got a tanky team. The 2 Raichus, though, not really. They're more of like there because they were like the cool Pokewalker exclusive ones, so relying on them to do that kind of heavy lifting, not that confident with. But the second half of the game is not that hard. It's really just the Elite Four both times in Trainer Red, as I've been saying. That's going to be the hard part about this. Trainer Blue is actually really hard too. I would say we get there when we get there, but I don't know if we get there. I have a third option. Ordinarily, if we had still a decent amount of people in Patreon and the channel was actually having like a constant flow of income, because this costs me a lot of time and money to make episodes like this, to make videos in general. And we have had a steady decline in Patreon because I haven't had the chance to do as much with you guys. I've actually been trying to make sure that the YouTube algorithm doesn't bury the channel as much. That's why I was actually doing the Pokewalker game series with you all, because the way the algorithm works is it keeps changing. It's very complicated, but basically it wants to provide content to all of the blanket subscribers based on what the majority of them either watched or like has the most views on your channel or subscribed while watching. And most of that is a how-to Pokemon video, which really wasn't much of a how-to. It was really just me explaining how my Pokemon Q-Charm game worked. And the thing is, that did well. So now YouTube likes to think that I'm supposed to be a how-to channel, but I don't make that stuff. I think that's the only video like that. I don't do that. I don't want to do that. It's never been about that at all. So if it's Pokemon that it wants, I was like, okay, fine. I'm gonna test the water. If I see something changes, that the 22,000 subscribers on my channel, if what YouTube's algorithm thinks is true, there should be a tremendously high increase of views on these videos. You'd think they would push them, but it didn't happen. It's like the exact same as what it's always been doing. So it's still just burying me in the algorithm, not even showing people subscribe to me. These videos, there's a lot doesn't even sell it properly. Like 1% of the people subscribe to me, maybe even 1% of 1% of them will even see this. And that sucks. So, because of that, I haven't been able to afford a lot of stuff for the channel. The money's been extremely tight. It's been a lot worse lately. Recently, I haven't even gotten into this in videos or anything because I just don't like making vlogs anymore because it's always just new bad news. Kim got a concussion at work, and she's still recovering from it. She's still not the best. She still has a lot of physical therapy and stuff. On top of that, because that's a lot of lost income, I was not even given FMLA to try and take care of her. The company that I work for also cheated me out of a lot of things. Like, they wouldn't even give me any paternity for my daughter when she was born. And then very recently, we've all been passing around a really bad head cold, and we're still trying to shake it. I'm probably the best out of the rest of them for like feeling better about it. Like I like finally finished draining, but the other two, they're still not doing so well. So we have not been doing very well, and money's been very tight. And then on top of that was the concussion, lost income, and all that stuff. So it's really bad. My third option that I have been getting to is, like, if I was able to afford it, buy a new game with a Pokewalker in it, because I've seen online, buying a new Pokewalker costs the same amount as just buying a sealed or a new copy of the game, because it just comes with it. Because they just cost as much as the game does, so that stinks. I've always kind of wanted to get a Japanese copy of Heart Gold and like reset for shinies and stuff out of it. Just go back to 8192 because that's like the only way I found it any fun. And then just like leave them in the game permanently, don't even trade them up, because I have no interest in some of the new Pokemon games, so that's a possibility. I did find somewhere online I could get them for that, but I would still have to at least get like $70 for the channel. And that's a lot for us right now. We can't even, groceries are even really tight. We can't do that. So that's a third option. But like I said, the only way we can get to that is if Patreon is finally able to like kick back up again. Until then, I feel like we're kind of on maybe permanent hiatus. I have no idea what to do. I'm really just making this so that you guys can tell me what you think we should do. Because the next thing we were gonna do was beat the next badge. I can do that. Like, my Pokemon are there. I can do it. They're actually a lot stronger than last you saw them. However, they would have been way stronger had, you know, my walker's still been here, and they would have been leveling up. I was actually trying to have the whole team fully evolved for the next episode, but I'm not there yet. Not even close. So I was partially. I have some of them, but it's not enough. So anyway, if we do get a new Pokewalker, say that even happens, I'd have to like wipe that walker and resync it to my game. I don't have to start a new game from my understanding. However, our accumulated watts, I believe, reset to 0, and we have to start over. And I had to accumulate, I think, 30,000 watts. 1 watt is about 20 steps, I think. It's something around there. So it's a tremendous amount of walking. Like, here, I was doing this all year, and I still didn't even get to that point, you know, by the time that I had lost the walker. And I was wearing it constantly. Even if I did get another one, I would probably put some sort of like restraint or something in there, like drill a hole in the back and then, like, you know, tie a thick chain to it so the thing cannot possibly go anywhere. But anyway, I don't know. That's just where we're at. So I've been dreading making this video for a long time now, because I know there's nothing fun about this. It's just, you know, bad news, all around bad news. You at least deserve to know what I'm thinking, because I've posted this on Twitter a while back, and I had no idea what to do. And I figured the people who had read about that were just waiting for me to tell you all and say, I have no idea what we're going to do for the rest of the series, if there is a rest of the series. Because YouTube really just does not want my channel to grow or succeed anymore. And that's just bad. It's a lot of things compiling on top of itself right now, but it really stinks that, like, even if the series has to stop right now, I didn't even get to, like, test it, try against the first main challenge, the Elite Four First Pass. Good news. Yeah, tell me some good news in the comments. Something good. I want to hear something good about you guys and what you want me to do for the rest of the series. Any ideas at all? Please support Patreon if you're able. You can do it for like $1 a month, and I'll still like have events with Playing With Myself reviews. Thank you guys in every one of the episodes. That's the best way to help out, instead of just donating with PayPal and just throwing lump sums, because honestly, it's a lot better when money's this tight that we're able to rely on something coming in. And I know that because I keep a schedule, making sure that I'm constantly giving you guys new content. Like even this weekend, you've already got a new episode of Hitbox lined up. And the week following, I was actually just writing the script for the next episode. So I'm always working on new content, and it's really hard to do that when the income for it is just dropping and dropping, and I can't even afford to keep doing it. Not that like I make anything, I never really did. I at least make back what I'm putting into it, that's all it was. And right now it's just been especially hard. So anyway, I feel like I'm going in circles, making a long video about losing our Pokewalker. That's, I guess, all I have to say. I'm done doing the talk thing. Goodbye!